Well, quite frankly, I'm fucking ashamed of our UK government's attitude towards the Americans and the Israelis and the attacks on Iran, which was an evil, evil, evil state, the way they treated their own people. And the death of Khomeini, who was the leader of that country from 1989 and ruled over a country that was violent beyond comprehension. The number of people who have died under his rule in the most horrific way. I mean, you've only got to read it. I'm not making this up. And therefore, you can see why the people generally are celebrating the demise of this evil man. But the Europeans, how pathetic. We here in Europe are bloody pathetic. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Gutless bureaucrats in Europe and the United Nations have been begging Iran's Ayatollahs to play nice for years. They sat in their fancy Geneva hotels on their big expense accounts, hoping to bribe a fanatical regime into giving up its nukes. And of course they wouldn't, would they? Even as recently as this past week, which of course turned out to be a big mistake, because Donald Trump was true to his word. And, they actually went in, along with the Israelis, in a massive joint daylight raid on Saturday, codenamed Shield of Judah by the Israelis and Operation Epic Fury by the US. And these forces hammered Tehran, and these attacks are continuing today. Yes, Iran has retaliated. They fired missiles and, of course, drones right across the board to some of the people who were their very allies only on as late as last Friday. So what did these silly buggers do? They went and bombed and sent missiles into Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, who, by the way, most of these countries were sitting on the fence and even to the point saying you cannot use our airspace or any of our bases. And now they're going, well, if you want to play it that way, then we'll open up our airspace. And in Saudi Arabia's case, said they have the right now to attack Iran. So that was a very foolish move, wasn't it? How stupid they are. The people of Iran have an ideal opportunity now to take over. It's up to the people of Iran, these wonderful people, these people who have been subjugated to 47 years, 47 years of hell. You've only got to read the reports of what's happened. Somebody walking down the street and not covering her hair, taken to jail, beaten, murdered, raped, and the most violent way. Thousands upon thousands of innocents, in my opinion, and most of the world killed. And yet there are people around the world who support this evil fucking regime, which is still in power as we speak. The people of Iran, you've got to take this opportunity. It's never going to happen again. The Ayatollah is gone, and now they've got another leader. Somebody will walk into his... But he'll be under threat too, because you can bet your bottom dollar that the Israelis, who are very clever, and they've got people on the ground, and the American satellite system and all the communication stuff they've got, they'll be monitoring everything and probably know where everybody is. So I'd be very wary. The next 48 hours is going to be crucial in that part of the world, but generally the people around the world are now celebrating. It could be the end of this regime. And Iran, it will be an incredible coup for Donald Trump. And here in Europe, what do we call for? We call for a fucking United Nations Security Council meeting. Oh my God. And that, the head of the Security Council, what is his name? Guterres, Antonio Guterres. It's only a couple of weeks ago, he was congratulating President Pezeshkian and the Iranian people on the anniversary of the Islamic Revolution. This evil man, this Guterres, the United Nations, as I've said so many fucking times, is useless and toothless and is a fucking disgrace. And that Security Council meeting yesterday was a disgrace. And of course the Iranians are still there. And their embassy apparently is still open here in the UK. How fucking ridiculous. And you've got left-wing bloody Labour politicians, including that disgusting individual Emily Thornberry, going on about it. We shouldn't get involved, we shouldn't do this. What about the people in Iran who have suffered? Don't you care? Oh, no. And what about you Palestinian protesters? What are you doing at the moment? Because you've lost your biggest supporter. Iran supported and made Hamas the evil that it is, and Hezbollah and the Houthis, and all of the violence perpetrated against the West over the last 47 years. It's all been at the behest of Iran. It is time for that regime to be taken out. And this is a wonderful opportunity. Don't fucking miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, do it. Don't sit back and just, the Europeans are useless. We're a joke. The Europeans, we should be ashamed of ourselves, quite frankly. I mean, this is just disgraceful. I mean, they've just thrown a fucking tantrum about it. Oh, my God. I just find it quite incredible that these cowards in Europe are the same cowards who stayed dead silent while the Iranian regime brutally cracked down on its own people during recent nationwide protests. In the most horrendous and brutal way, by the way. They're perfectly happy to let Iran build a nuclear bomb. It's unbelievable, as long as it buys them a little temporary quiet. We've seen this movie before in 1938, remember? The world tried to appease a genocidal maniac in Munich. We all know how that ended. This is an ideal opportunity, the people of Iran, now for you to take over. Please grasp the opportunity. You have our support. The majority of people here in England support you. And never mind those fucking lefties, those mouthy, gutless lefties, right across here in England and in the United States and right across Europe and the world. Forget them. They're an irrelevancy now. We have the upper hand now. Let's take advantage of it. And to the wonderful people of Iran, I know it's dangerous for you. I appreciate that. But do it now. Now is a wonderful opportunity. You have the backing of the most powerful country on earth, the United States, and the other country that's probably almost as powerful in Israel. And they're very clever and very smart people. And they know what's going on. So please, please take this wonderful opportunity. And to those lefties and those idiots running around saying, we condemn all this, just fucking ignore them. They're an irrelevancy to this discussion. Okay? We support you. We're here for you. And God bless you. That's all I can